Hey everyone, it's BDevine. Thank you so much for being here with me and enjoying this particular type of reading, which is a ancestor or the whispers of the ancestors reading. Now I want you to choose pile number 1 or pile number 2. Just have number 1 or 2 in your mind. As we go through this particular reading, it's going to be talking about ancestors that are present here, what's their connection to you, what gifts that you have inherited, what their ancestors' hopes are for you, and a healing message. And I'm going to be using a combination of cards. I'm going to be using the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards for the first part of it, like who's around you. And then I'm going to be working with the Wheel of the Year Tarot. There you go. Okay, not all bitches are like that, but the Wheel of the Year Tarot is very pretty for the other part of the reading. Okay, so this will be interesting because right now we are going through and moving through these different energies. We're heading into February. There'll be a full moon again on February the 9th. So we're building out of we're still in the shadows of the new moon, but we're moving into this fuller experience. I don't know about you, but a new moon normally affects me more than a full moon. So I'm going to do my best to just bring you some beautiful messages. Of course, please, this is just a rough guide and there are a lot of people who are listening. So just take the bits that resonate with you, that make sense as part of your healing journey. And if you want to do something more intense or private, please connect with me, devinemiracles.com. Okay. So, Whispers of the Ancestors, number 1. Okay, we're going to start off with the Angels and Ancestors cards. And we are going to find out who is around you, okay? Who's present? Who's working with you? What's this all about? Number 1. Ooh. We have the Hunter energy. Number 1, track down your fears and desires. So this is an ancestor, obviously from a very long time ago, who is present with you now, probably bringing in a lot of energy or medicine from tribal times, the deer, the goat energy as well. This is going right back when everything would have been connected around, having to supply or having to support, okay? They weren't afraid of anything, as you can tell by the look of this particular ancestor that's working with you, that there's nothing really that was terrifying this guy, okay? He's just going to face everything as a matter of survival. And one thing that I've noticed whenever I've been doing past life regressions personally with people, taking them through their own past life, for example, they never feel a sense of, oh, I'm really annoyed that I have to, supply. It's more of a, no, we have to do this. This is what we do, okay? So this is who's present with you, guarding over you at the moment. The connection with you is looking at your own lack of confidence, perhaps, something that you're fearing or something that you're afraid of stepping forward with. And sometimes procrastination is really you avoiding what you know you need to do, probably looking at different levels of what you have to do, and it's going to do this and I have to do that, and it's going to be hard, and it's this and that, so you give up before you start in some cases. A lot of people do also just take things the wrong way a lot as well, and take things personally. And you've been given the task from your ancestor number 1 is to track down these fears and see if they are directly related to the things that you want. So for example, one can cancel the other thing out. So you might want to be famous, but you don't want everybody looking at you and taking photos of you and chasing you around. So, it's blocking that energy that you want, because you're seeing it as being a negative. So instead you might say something like, I want to be famous and successful, but have my privacy. See, you can change it. You don't have to, because everyone when we see successful is they're getting chased around, you don't have to be. There's a lot of people that we also never hear a scandal about either. People very quiet and in the shadows. So just have a look at what you're wanting and whether you're blocking it with fear. Okay? Because this hunter energy is very fierce, okay, and working with you. Very present with you, trying to help you get past all of that, okay? And worry about it kind of energy. Okay. Very brotherly kind of like encouragement as well, I'm kind of getting. But anyway, we'll use these cards now. What's the connection to you? What is okay, well, if we're talking about your ancestors, what's your connection to me? Oh, wow. There we go. It's connecting you with your journey. Look. Connecting you with, look, it even looks like runes on the walls. This could very much be an old Viking. Maybe you're very connected to Viking energy. It's funny because I was actually going to do some rune stones today. So this could very well be a hunter but a Viking, and then we see this connection here with you, right? You're in a position here of expansion, number one. So you're in a time of expansion. Whenever we're in a time of expansion, we actually feel the most restricted. Okay, we actually feel we don't really want people around. We just want to try to figure it all out. So you're connecting in your meditation, you're connecting in your things that you're watching, the things that you're interested in, the things that you might be interested in, oracles and seeing the future and clairvoyance and supporting and farming, and you might be interested in all of the things that were of interest to the Viking energy as well. You might be very interested in that. Okay? And when you go within yourself, or when you're researching these different things in history, that part of that interest comes from your ancestor sort of, kicking it in gear a little bit for you. Okay? I feel like you will find this connection. It does feel like the male side of the family, or going right back. Okay? And you will feel this connection more as you meditate on bringing your ancestor into your meditation as well. Okay? All right. Now, what gifts have you inherited from this particular ancestor, which may be quite impossible to trace, and get back to, but maybe you do go on a mission looking for all of that information as well. Okay, so what gifts? And this one flicked out. A little, so cute, little beaver. So you have the gifts of being able to survive just about anything. Number one, you may look backwards like the beaver is doing here. You may look backwards sometimes and feel like you've failed. You feel awful for things that you felt like you might have been able to have done better. And I don't think that there's anybody out there that doesn't look at things in hindsight and go, oh God, could have done that, or I could have done this, or I should have sent this email to this thing and I've done it to this person and it's the wrong person, or whatever it is. There's just mistakes that we make, and there are things that happen to shape us. So one of the things here is the gifts that you've connected with, or the gifts that you've inherited, are your ability to be able to look backwards and acknowledge yourself and who you were back then, and also keep on moving forward towards a goal. If you find yourself held back a little bit too much, like you find yourself thinking about the past too much, it could also be to do with that procrastination energy. So we think we're staying backwards a little bit, and we're doing some work here, but we're actually really blocking the way forward a little bit. By staying backwards, it's like you don't have to step forward quickly, right? But you're kind of being asked that no matter what you do, you're always going to survive the situation. It's always going to be okay. You're always going to have some kind of experience with it, And looking backwards is easy to see where you could have done this or you could have done that, but it's also a waste of time, because there's nothing that you can actually do to change that anymore, other than send healing in your past. So you have the gifts of foresight, you have the gifts of strength and knowledge, you have the gifts of being able to survive in harsh conditions, okay? And plus there'll be more and more and more from that, but those are some of the things that I'm getting. So the next one is, what are your hopes for me? This is from your ancestor, what they're hoping for you. Look. Look. This is the Queen of Wands. So they're actually hoping that you decide that you're worth it, that you decide to step out into your own abilities, that you decide that you're going to push forward anyway, even with opinions of other people or comparisons of other people, because it's like the energy of constantly talking about oh, this is happening and this is happening and this is happening and this is happening, and and do you know what I mean? Because something is always going to be happening. Energy is always going to be shifting. Karma is going to be releasing. Lessons are going to be learned. Problems are going to be resolved. Issues are going to come forward, right? So all of those things are happening, whether you're in, the millionaire status or not. It doesn't really matter. There's always something. But it's how you perceive it that makes all the difference. And you're being given this, your ancestor hopes that you will see your strength, and that you will see your abilities, and that you will see that you're capable, that you can do anything, that no matter who has tried to hold you down, that you've come back, and you've come back again and again and again. That's who you are. Do not give yourself a hard time for being awesome. Other people see you're awesome, that's why they want to stop you. That's their job. That's their sole purpose. And part of their sole purpose is to block you from seeing your worth. So you'll work harder to get there. You'll work harder, and you won't let anybody stop you. Okay? Don't let anybody stop you, because you don't know how awesome you are. And that's sad, but you will. Okay? You will. And you won't be big-headed about it. I don't mean that. But you will begin to accept yourself. And there's so much healing in that. Put the blame where it belongs and move forward, because you've got this successful energy around you. Okay? And finally, the healing message for number 1. And that one really made me emotional talking to you guys about that. So being someone that was the underdog, the black sheep of the family, everybody, the scapegoat, I get it. Okay, here's the healing message from your ancestor, number 1. Look, oh, it's beautiful. The healing message is what I'm getting from this particular thing is, even though it feels like a long road ahead, even though it feels like you're carrying, everything at the moment, okay, see yourself in a healed reality, and you're going to reach this destination, like where you want to be. And it's probably, the view from up there is probably more glorious than what you can imagine, You've never been alone, number one. So even though you may have felt alone during your life and alone going through the experiences that you've had, you've never been alone. And we really do need to be bringing in our guides and our angels and our loved ones and our ancestors and gods and goddesses and spirit energy and great spirit and everything, all who we've been collecting, all the parts and pieces of ourselves, and embracing those abilities into our everyday life to make a huge difference, to how you feel, to what's going on, to what's been happening, to everything, just making this huge difference. And you have a little way to go, but it's there, it's in sight. So don't stop here looking around at the weight that you're carrying or the issues that you have or the work job that you hate or whatever. Focus on your goals. Just focus on them being a reality. Focus on it actually happening for you. Because if there's any year that's going to make it happen, it's this year. Okay? All right, number one, I hope that you enjoyed the messages from your ancestor. Okay? And now moving on to number two. Okay. Thank you for joining me, number two. We are going to be working with the Angels and Ancestors cards. And we'll also be going to do a second part of the reading with the Wheel of the Year tarot as well, to give us extra messages. Okay, it's quite a big reading from your ancestors. And I will try to explain as best I can. Of course, remember this is general reading. Take what resonates with you. A lot of the messages are what the main thing is the messages, okay? If the message resonates with you, then it's the right thing for you, okay? And now we have many ancestors going back, to the beginning of time, and on other planets and all over the place. So we need to be open as we are listening. So the first deck that I'm going to be using is the Angels and Ancestors deck. Okay, so we're going to find out who's present with you. Okay, number two, this is your reading. If you want a more in-depth reading or something more private over the phone, please go to my website, devinemiracles.com. Okay, all right, so who's present? Who is this ancestor? Oh, I love it. Okay, look now to all my brother and sister Syrian energies from the blue sky, from the blue skin people as well, from the blue sky. The ancestors that are coming back from another planet that are working with us now. Oops, sorry everybody. So who is present? This is somebody I feel that is star-seeded with you. It could be Pleiadian, it could be Andromedan, could be Syrian. I'm feeling more Syrian energy. And wow, just staring at this picture, is a lot of information is flooding through. You are being encouraged to follow the voice of your soul. Those that are starseeds and those that are not even starseeds but have been to many different planets, many different times, and we all have done this at least once. That's what I feel. When we're in these higher dimensional energies, okay, in these other places, there is no need for comparison, or there's no need for even healing or anything like that. It's all about helping the lower densities. It's all about helping them to raise their vibration. Any healing that is done through thought, okay, transferring it through thought and intention. And this is something that I've always been taught from my own angels, guides and ancestors, from my own connection to Sirius and the Lyrans as well. I also have connection with Andromedans, I have a big connection with the Arcturians also, as well as the Pleiadians. But most of my knowledge is based from learning from Sirius, from the connection of the Sirian beings. And this is here for you, okay? You are receiving a lot of information from your ancestors, okay? You are receiving a lot of help and support from them as well. And you may notice this as signs in the weather, looking at stars, seeing things in the sky, your abilities just opening all of a sudden more fully and more completely, even in the broad daylight. But I'm getting the message here that you're not embracing the worth of yourself. Not completely, not yet. There's still reasons behind your current activity. I'm doing this because of this. I've got to do this thing because all of these people are relying on me. Or I need to go in this direction because that's what everybody else wants. If those little words are in your mind a lot, you need to stop and pull back and follow your first thoughts. What do you feel you need to do? What do you really feel you need to do? Forget everybody else and who's going to be let down, or who's going to be upset, or who wants what. There's too many people that you cannot please everybody. And one thing about you is you're very empathic, which makes you an awesome healer as well. But most healers forget themselves. You have to get yourself right first before you can help anybody else. So do it in all of the areas of your life. All areas of your life. Follow the voice of your soul. And more information will come forward. So we're going to find some more information now. Finding out what this particular ancestor's connection is to you. There we go. This is the... It's funny. What's your connection to me? And we have the Queen of Wands, the fire energy, and Leos. Leos definitely have the connection with the Syrian energy also. This is not just talking about, fire signs, but it's just funny how that came up. To me anyway, considering I'm a Leo woman as well, and I'm telling the story. But the connection may be through, through this learning, You're connected through learning. You're connected through knowledge. You're connected through spirit. You're connected through trust. You're connected through your abilities. You're connected through, the love for humanity, the love for other people, You're connected because you are a part of this whole thing. That, you have been on the other side of the veil, guiding people into their true directions. That's how awesome you are, right? You've been guiding people before. You've done all of this before. So you're in a place of remembering. In fact, we actually all are in a place of remembering, okay? But the connection with, this is a family, energy, but it's more your family in this particular place. It's like you may feel misplaced in your actual family and who you were born to. Okay, even though there was a contract that was made between you guys, you still may feel like, I don't even feel anything like my family. Or maybe you look like them but you don't act like them. Or maybe they're mainstream religion and you're not. That's what kind of happened to me. Everyone in my family were Baptist all through and through, and into the point where there were ministers, a long line of ministers in my life, ministering, Baptist pastors, etc., all going back in time. And my passion for the love side of, the unconditional love of God and Jesus and Mary and everybody, that's what I followed, okay? So you may feel like your interests and your needs and your wants and everything that you want to do is completely different to what anyone else has done. And it may be in your family. They're not all bad people, but they've just been, ignorant or scared to see anything else or look past things because of the way in which they've been raised themselves. But your connection is direct. You have a direct connection to this particular ancestor as family to you, like close family, okay? And you probably have a lot more family members on this planet as well. Okay, so what gifts have you inherited because of all of this? Wow. Pretty cool, number 2. What gifts have you inherited? Look at that. Healing, mediumship, the ability to create and manifest things. You are a creator. Now, everything creates. Everything that you say creates. You have an amazing ability to manifest though. Okay? Now some of you are sitting there saying, well, why can't I do it? What's missing? I'm not doing it. I'm not manifesting things. And it all boils down to your belief in it and trust in it. Okay? So if you're sitting there saying, okay, I'm just letting go and I'm allowing the universe to take over this situation, but I'd really like to know when something is actually going to happen, So you're already sort of blocking it out before you've got started. Because many people are like that. They're like, oh, I've been doing all the work, but nothing's happening. So if they just left the but nothing's happening out, do you know what I'm saying? But when's it going to happen? But nothing's happening. But nothing's changed. But I'm still in the same position. But I don't have a love relationship. But I don't feel like I have any gifts. But I don't have any abilities. I can't manifest. But, all the time. If that is you, then that is your block. Because here it's showing you that your gifts are incredible. Okay? Healing. Working with others, working with abundance, working with manifesting, working with joy, working with happiness, bringing messages to people through spirit. Okay? You have it all there. Now, the only thing blocking anybody is ourselves. It's not someone putting a curse on you, although people do waste their time doing that. It's not someone sending hexes, although people can psychically say bad things about you and it's still like a, psychic attack. But it's not any of those things in reality, because all of that is just energy, and that's energy can be changed. But how you see yourself and where you're going, that is the key. And if you're blocking it with but this is happening and this is happening, just get rid of the but. Okay, get rid of the but. But these are the gifts that you've inherited. Okay, so now we're asking, what are your hopes for me from this ancestor? What are your hopes for me? Look. Look, see? They hope that you find your spirituality, your peace, your transformational energy, your joy, your happiness, that you have emotional fulfillment in every way. They see you doing all of this, you know, that, you know, you have an amazing connection already, that you already are in tune, you know, that there's blessings absolutely everywhere. And they're hoping that you see what you can do for yourself. They're hoping that you can see, just by saying things in the right way or declaring things in the right way, that it makes a complete difference to how you begin to function. And we all have had some deep, deep, deep traumas. We've all been through things that we feel, okay, well, I was lucky, I had it better than somebody else did. But that still, you know, doesn't discount what's happened for you and how it's shaped your life, okay? And so you need to give yourself credit for who you are, and despite everything, you know, you're still going. And the hopes for you are that you will notice your transformation and continue to transform, and, you know, work with your healing energy and your light and love and spread it, you know, just spread it, and you will see what starts to happen for you. And finally, the healing message . All right, everyone. Now we'll just calm down now. We're seeing this particular image here. So the healing message is definitely about, you know, this connection, you know, having love, having passion in your life, feeling free and uninhibited, not feeling chained to desires or chained to a certain situation, or this is happening because of this and this and this and this, and, you know, I'm feeling this, but, you know, blah, blah, blah. That you break free, you burn it all away, just let it all go. Just allow yourself to completely feel that no matter what you choose to do in your life, that there is support and love and kindness and affection there for you, okay? There's energy there for you that is beautiful and strong and peaceful, and that you can free yourself from anything that's holding you back, because the energy of the devil is about, you know, being held down, about addictions, about being stuck in a way of life, about, you know, just being tied up and not feeling like you can't move forward. However, you do have options. You do have a way forward, okay? And you are being encouraged to burn down all of those, just burn down all of those false beliefs. You know, do a little bit of writing it out and then burn it. Write out everything you felt about yourself and then burn it, you know, to bring into a new energy. And just one more little bonus card, number 2, just because, you know, and this is what it brings you into. Look, okay? Okay, it brings you into that place of success. It brings you into ultimate happiness, success, and finally freeing yourself, and people celebrating your freedom with you, that you finally got there, okay? That you finally made it. And you can, and your ancestors are guiding you very, very strongly now, and we're going to see things this year. By the end of the month, there's going to be another big event, okay? We're going to see things changing very, very rapidly. People exiting, you know, people leaving all of a sudden. So make sure that you're feeling very grateful for those who are in your life and your teachers and your guides and yourself, and be proud of yourself for the pathway that you have chosen, which may have been completely different to what other people expected you to do, but you're doing it anyway, and you need to congratulate yourself for that, okay? Be kind to yourself. It's about time, all right? Okay, everybody, let me know what kind of readings you guys want to see and like. We're going live really soon here. I will update everybody when I know for sure, okay? Until the next time, wishing you every happiness and success. And goodbye for now, everyone.